All right, traders, we're back. Pound versus the Swiss franc. Really exciting moments we have here at this point. Price made it to the lower section. It actually made it to the very edge of the blue system, which represents the short-term cycle. Now, just to refresh your memory, when we were here a few days ago, and I was telling you about the bearish position that I was initiating, I was talking about both the short-term cycle, just to begin with, and then I was telling you about the medium to long-term cycle, which also points out for even further downside moves. Now, let me quickly switch to the weekly chart just to show you the bigger picture, right? So this is the medium to long-term cycle. This is the potential, right? Going all the way back to the lower section, which is why my primary price target final destination is 26.27. Having said that, I also, of course, mentioned the short-term cycle, and here you can actually see that price is trading sideways, right? It's been trading sideways pretty consistently ever since the last part of February. And, well, up until now, we can clearly count 5 complete legs, right? We just completed the 5th leg. Now here's the problem. At this point, even though I suspect that it's more likely that price will break down, meaning break out of that blue system, but to the downside and merge with the bigger cycle and complete the move to 26.27, right? Just as I've showed you a few seconds ago. But having said that, obviously, I might be wrong with the fact that price is going to break on that 5th leg. I can actually see 2 scenarios. One of them where price is just going to have an upside correction, probably reach 31.17, probably retest that key level, and then come back on the downside, and continue the move and break through that 129.86 here on the bottom, 130. This is the area. This is the problematic area that we should be expecting to have some difficulties. So this is one of the scenarios. The other one, the second scenario that I can see is, of course, price instead of breaking down, it's actually going to break up, right? So we're going to have another upside leg, which eventually would actually break to the upside. Which is why I decided to take a significant profit off the table at this point, right? So I decided to reduce the position, to reduce the exposure, take profit at this point because I consider this area right now as a risky area. This is kind of the danger area where price is either going to break down or it's going to completely turn around and begin an upside leg. But I did want to keep my position intact, which is why I just left a tiny position in place. And I want to come back and re-increase that position, obviously, if price can show that it can break below that strong area of support between 29.86 and 130.03. So we're talking about probably it's like 17 pip. That's the range here, 17 pip of strong support, right? So I think it's gonna be really interesting to see how things are going to unfold here. I should also mention that the next step, as far as I'm concerned, is gonna be adjusting the stop loss level from its initial placement, 34.50. You see it's still here. I'm gonna push it all the way to 32. Right, I'm going to push it by 250 pip, basically positioning myself to hide above 31.17, which I consider to be the last line of resistance as far as this bearish conviction goes. Because if price can break above 31.17, we will probably see a whole upside move, and we definitely don't want to be there if that happens. Right, so yeah, that's pretty much it. Pound Swiss, we're holding our bearish view. That there's no doubt about that. In terms of short-term cycle, we have reached our target. Now we're moving on to the medium to long-term cycle. So yeah, that's about that for today, guys. Till next time, be well.